Ladies and gentlemen, let me start with one simple question. What if the ancient Greek gods that we know weren't just characters in myths, but also the mentors we need in this modern life? Now, I want you to imagine walking into work and finding Zeus navigating team conflict, Athena leading a strategy meeting, or even Hermes managing your emails at the speed of Wi-Fi. I know it sounds absurd, but let me tell you the truth. These values that these gods represented are deeply human, and we still need them in this modern world. Because while the world may have traded the marble temples for digital screens, the principles behind it haven't aged a day. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Isya Rima Liasti, and today I would like to take you back on a short journey back to Mount Olympus so that we can learn how these timeless values can guide us through the challenges of modern world. First and foremost, let's meet Zeus, the king of the gods. Now, when we hear about Zeus, the first thing that comes to our mind would be thunderbolts, which is not true. Zeus' stories are indeed full of thunderbolts and drama. But do you know that his courage actually teaches us a lot about responsibility and leadership? Now, I'm sure that we all have seen leaders that are incompetent in doing their jobs. But have you ever wondered why some people are just not able to lead at all? Yes, that's because they rely too much on power. But if you learn deeper enough about Zeus, you can see that true authority doesn't come from power alone, but it comes from how you are accountable in what you're leading. So, whenever you find yourself leading even the smallest thing, let's say group projects, classroom, or even just yourself, I want you to know that true authority doesn't come from power alone, but it means owning your action and standing firm in moments that test our integrity. Next, I'm sure we are all familiar with the goddess of wisdom and intelligence. That's right, it's Athena. Now, let us think about the word intelligence first. Most people would say that intelligence means everything to do with knowledge. But is that true? Apparently, I think the goddess herself would disagree. I once thought that intelligence means knowing everything too, until I think about my hardest moments. How did I find the solutions? How did I even manage the situations? And the answers define intelligence. If you are able to stay calm, think critically, and choose wisely, that means you are intelligent too. That is what Athena tries to encourage us to do. Because true intelligence doesn't mean knowing everything, but true intelligence means knowing what truly matters. Now, I want you to take a look at the phone I'm holding right now. Which Greek god that crosses your mind? If it's Hermes, then you're right. Hermes is the swift messenger. Now, as a human, we often find ourselves holding back from so many things we wish we can say out loud. And every time you find yourself in that position once again, I want you to think about Hermes. Yes, the god that represents no other than communication. Sometimes I imagine if Hermes was a college student like me, he would probably do his assignments super fast and super easy because he is an expert of communicating and adapting. That is what Hermes teaches us to do. He teaches us to be flexible in a world that changes every hour. Now, those are not even half of the Greek gods that we know, though truly if the rule of duration doesn't exist for this speech, I would love to explain so many more. But at least, from Zeus, Athena, and Hermes, we can learn to lead with responsibility, think with wisdom, and communicate with clarity. So, from now on, let us carry those values with us as we move forward into our work, our challenge, and even our opportunities. Because while the Greek gods may belong in ancient stories, the lessons they offer belong to us. Thank you.